Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, it's very, very sad news that we heard this week about the passing of Lynda Tilley. Yeah, I was also like everybody else. I was quite shocked to hear this news. I got wind of it via Harrison Mumia from the Atheists in Kenya Society, and yeah, what can we say? It's quite a difficult thing to deal with, losing people to death as an atheist, because I mean, ultimately we know there's no magic castle in the sky where everybody is going to be reunited and who live, to live forever. So I did a bit of research, and I've also invited some of the people who knew Lynda. I know, it's a time where things are still very raw for a lot of people. So I'm not really expecting anybody to come and share their grief publicly, but I would just like to share my experience of Lynda. I've just known her for such a short period of time. It feels like I met her yesterday for the first time. And, I was really struck with just the empathy and compassion that she had for other people. It was about 2 years ago when we first did the interview with her. And since then, Lynda has really become our, how can I say, our go-to person for all matters related to Africa. She had such deep connections with people in the African continent, and yeah, I'm really at a loss, to express just how shocked and taken aback I was. I mean, Lynda is a year older than I am, and she passed away in her sleep, had a stroke or something that took her to a medical practitioner, and the next day she was gone, just like that. So yeah, let me I wrote a little bit of a spiel. I'm not going to bore you with too long eulogy or whatever. I just wanted to put this up there, so anybody who wants to share their memories of Lynda, you are very welcome to join. Just enter the link that's scrolling on the ticker at the bottom there, and yeah, we can have a chat, and we can remember the good memories of Mama Kelele, as she was called. So in my opinion, Lynda Tilley left an indelible mark on this world, both in a time, she was born in a time when societal norms and expectations were very rigid, And Lynda's journey as an atheist and a humanist was both challenging and very inspiring at the same time. Her sudden departure has left many of us in shock, but her legacy will be forever etched in the hearts and minds of those she touched. As an atheist, she questioned traditional beliefs and sought answers through reason and evidence. Her humanist values drove her to see the inherent worth and dignity in every individual, regardless of their beliefs or background. Lynda was much more than just an activist. She was a symbol of love, compassion, and unwavering dedication. Her worldview transcended the boundaries that often divided us. To Lynda, every single human being was equal, deserving of respect and dignity. Religion, beliefs, race, tribe, nationality, continence, sexual orientation, all of those things were irrelevant in her eyes. Her heart had a wellspring of compassion, and she devoted an immense part of her life to helping those in need. From widows and orphans to asylum seekers, Lynda gave herself to humanity. She saw the humanity in everybody, and her humanist values propelled her to make a difference in the world. Her commitment to the cause was unparalleled. She never separated herself from activism, often sacrificing personal time to ensure that tasks were completed. Lynda worked tirelessly on a computer and phone, researching, calling people, coordinating activities. Her dedication was evident in her relentless efforts, even in the face of adversity. As an atheist, she faced criticism and skepticism, but her humanist values always guided her actions, making her a beacon of hope for many. Lynda's activism spanned over many decades, during which she became known as a voice for the weak and the voiceless. In Tanzania, she earned the name Mama Kelele because of her endless ability to make the loudest noise. Advocating for the release of innocent victims from jails, she was an embodiment of love and empathy to those she served, but she was also a fierce advocate against corruption and human rights violations. She questioned corrupt systems and practices, and her humanist values drove her to fight for justice and equality. Her work in Africa was particularly notable. She was deeply involved in various projects, from supporting refugees in Kakuna camp in Kenya to handling water projects in South Africa. Lynda's passion for humanism and her desire to see a united and prosperous humanist movement in Africa was evident in her actions and words. She envisioned a united movement that would serve the interests of the greater whole rather than individuals. Her dream was to see a continent where reason, compassion, and humanist values prevailed over dogma and division. Lynda Tilley's legacy is not just measured in years, but in the love, compassion, and equality she shared with the world. She taught us that our common humanity transcends all differences. As we mourn her loss, we also celebrate the life of a truly extraordinary person who, as an atheist and humanist, championed the values of reason, compassion, and equality. Her memory will forever live on in the hearts of those who she has touched. The void left by Lynda in her passing is immeasurable. It's immeasurable in the hearts and the lives of those who had the privilege of knowing her. It's not just the absence of her physical presence, but the silence of a voice that resonated with compassion and unwavering dedication to the cause of humanism and atheism. For many, Lynda was more than just a friend or a colleague. She was a beacon of hope in times of despair, a guiding light in the moments of doubt, and a pillar of strength when the weight of the world seemed unbearable. Her ability to connect with people on a deeply personal level, regardless of their background or beliefs, made her a very unique and cherished figure in the lives of countless individuals. The void she leaves behind is palpable in the humanist and atheist communities, where her tireless efforts and relentless advocacy made her a revered figure. Her absence is felt in the projects that she championed, the causes that she supported, and the countless lives she touched with her generosity and kindness. The spaces where she once stood, whether it was on a broadcast, a community gathering, or in a one-on-one conversation, now feel emptier without her passionate voice and infectious enthusiasm. For those who worked closely with her, The void is felt in the daily routines, the projects left unfinished, and the conversations that will never take place. The guidance she provided, the wisdom that she imparted, and the encouragement that she consistently offered are irreplaceable. Many will grapple with the challenge of moving forward without her guiding hand and the assurance of her unwavering support. On a personal level, the loss is even more profound. The laughter we shared, the memories we created, and the bonds formed with Lynda are now tinged with a sense of loss and longing. Friends and family will miss her infectious laughter, her insightful conversations, and the warmth of her presence. Special occasions, milestones, and gatherings will have a noticeable absence, a reminder of the vibrant person that once graced those moments with her presence. Yet, in this profound void, there is also an opportunity for reflection and for gratitude. It is a chance to remember the lessons that Lynda taught, the values that she upheld, and the legacy that she leaves behind. While the pain of her absence is real and deep, the impact that she made on the world and the lives of those that she touched is everlasting. In the void left behind, there is a call to action for all those who knew her, to continue her mission, to uphold her values, and to ensure that the legacy of love, compassion, and humanism lives on. It is a reminder that while physical presence may be fleeting, the impact of a life well lived is eternal. The impact that Lynda Tilley's work left and the associations spanned across various projects and individuals, leaving a lasting impact on the humanist community of Africa. So I'm just going to list a few here. It's not an exhaustive list. It's just the ones that I thought was most impactful. Firstly, the humanist community of Africa as a whole. Lynda had a vision for a very strong, more organized and well-coordinated humanist movement in Africa. She aspired to establish a larger communication network to disseminate messages rooted in humanist ethos. Her dream was to create a united movement that would serve as an umbrella for all humanists in Africa, prioritizing the interests of the collective over those of the individuals. Secondly, the Call to Activism project. Lynda was a host on the Call to Activism project that is run by Kato Mukasa. This project deepened her connection with many in evolving her relationships from mere acquaintances to family. Thirdly, the refugees in Kakuma camp in Kenya. Lynda provided regular updates and support for those refugees. Her dedication to this cause showcased her immense compassion and commitment to alleviating the suffering of the marginalized. Fourthly, I mentioned earlier the water projects in South Africa. Lynda was actively involved in water projects, emphasizing the importance of basic amenities for all. The Humanist Association of Nigeria. Lynda was also connected with the Humanist Association of Nigeria. She was vocal about the discrepancies and misappropriations, advocating for transparency and accountability. And with the case of Mubarak Bala, Lynda, I had some conversations with her about this topic, and it's something that really touched her very deeply. She saw the injustice in that, and it touched something within her. And she dedicated over 2 years of work, to that particular case. And he was a very prominent, humanist figure that's currently imprisoned in Nigeria. She tirelessly advocated for his rights and for justice, even challenging various of the humanist organizations, lawyers, and advocates when she believed that there were lapses in their approach. Advocacy for in Tanzania. In Tanzania, where Lynda was known as Mama Kelele, due to her relentless advocacy for the release of innocent victims from jails. She was a vocal critic of the corruption and human rights violations there, earning both admiration and animosity for her efforts. Pan-Africanism as well. Lynda's work transcends humanism. She was a Pan-Africanist, advocating for democracy, good governance, and transparency across African nations. The meticulous record-keeping and dedication to humanism across the continent made her a force to be reckoned with. And then we caught wind that Mubarak Bala is advocating from prison that there should be an award, a humanist award, put up in honor of Lynda's immense contributions. And I concur wholly. I've never met somebody, like I said, who was so very well connected with every single the funny story that I can remember is at one stage we were trying to find atheists. I believe it was in Tanzania, and I couldn't find anybody on social media, and Lynda just popped up. Yes, here we go. There's one. It's strange. I have so many fond memories of just the way that she networked and drew people in. You find it's very seldom in life you find those people with they almost have a magnetic energy about them, where people just naturally gravitate towards them. And it's very rare to find somebody like that. I have very fond memories of our interactions. Lynda's work left an indelible mark on the African humanist community and beyond. Legacy that she left behind in terms, in the legacy of Lynda, we find a roadmap of dedication, compassion, unwavering commitment to humanist values. Each step that we take in her honor is a testament to the profound impact that she left on our world. Continuing in her projects, Lynda's projects were a beacon of hope and change. To carry her torch forward, we must immerse ourselves in the initiatives that she held close to her heart. By collaborating with existing teams, pooling our resources, and setting clear, heartfelt objectives like she did, we will ensure that the seeds that she planted continue to flourish and grow. Every effort in this direction is a tribute to her vision, and to her as a person. Advocating for humanism as well. Lynda believed in the power of dialogue and understanding. We should strive to champion her cause by organizing community discussions, workshops, seminars that shine a light on the principles of humanism and atheism. In fostering open conversations, we challenge the misconceptions and build bridges of understanding. We echo Lynda's dream of a world that's rooted in reason, compassion, and equality. Lynda was also very big on volunteering. Her heart was vast, encompassing all who needed support. By volunteering for causes she was passionate about, we can also honor her memory by doing that and giving freely of our time just to continue in that mission. Whether it's assisting refugees, standing up for human rights, or supporting essential projects, every hour dedicated is a step closer to realizing her dream. Harnessing social media, she was very, very adept at that. In today's digital age, social media is a very powerful tool to amplify marginalized voices and also Lynda's message. By sharing updates, stories, and achievements related to her projects, we can keep her memory alive. More importantly, we inspire a new generation to join the cause, and ensuring that Lynda's voice will continue to resonate across the globe. Also, by supporting humanist organization, Lynda's vision was grand, encompassing a world where humanist values thrived. By supporting organizations that align with her ideals, we will ensure that her dream lives on. Whether through donations, partnerships, volunteering, every simple gesture strengthens the foundation that she laid. In echoing the silence left by Lynda Tilley's departure, we will find a call to action. Words, although comforting, they only go so far. It is through our actions, our dedication, and our commitment to her cause that we truly honor her legacy. So let's be inspired by her journey and remember that in the symphony of life, it is our deeds that create the most resonant and enduring melodies. And I find it always very difficult to deal with death. I don't know if any of you share. Let me just have a look through some of the comments here. I was given her name at Humanist International Congress in Copenhagen. I was still to meet her. We only communicated on Messenger. Facebook here says, watching from Kasese in Uganda. Lynda Tilley was an icon worth remembering for her enormous contribution to advancing humanism on the African continent. Bennett Zwane says, my dearest friend, I'm devastated by Lynda's passing. She just sent me a happy birthday message on the 20th and didn't forget when I was born. Every year since I've known Lynda, she sent me birthday wishes. Exactly. Yeah, it's it's a sad reality. That death is the risk that we take by living, and like I said, I'm really devastated. If any of you guys, feel the need to talk or to share any of your experiences, you can find us on the Facebook groups. Reach out to us and we can have a discussion. I'm going to wrap it off there, and let's remember the legacy. I always ask myself when I remember people, what would they have wanted? And Lynda wouldn't have wanted us to sit and mope and mourn. She was a person of action. As I knew her, she was a person of action. She got shit done. She went in and she got shit done. And I want to leave this world in the same way. I want people to remember that we got shit done. And that's far more meaningful, insightful, and inspirational than living in the magic castle in the sky, groveling until the end of times. But yeah, so let's leave it at that. I want to remind everybody that we will be going to be resuming our regular programming from next week on. We do 2 segments here on Atheist Republic South Africa. We do a Meet the Atheists section where we have discussions about deconversion, leaving your religion behind. And, we do this in an effort just to normalize the idea of disbelief, because in our South African context, disbelief is often seen as an oddity, something that's not heard of, and I think of it in the context of all the good humanist work that Lynda did in her life. I would challenge any believer to come and hold a candle next to, if ever there was a force for good in this world, that was a person that was a force for good, not some priest in a robe collecting cash on a Sunday. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Like I said, next week we're going to be back to Meet the Atheists and Faith or Fiction. These 2 shows run back to back on a Sunday. 3 p.m. we do Meet the Atheists. That's South African time. 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. Faith or Fiction, where we give any believer the opportunity to come and tell us why we should believe what they do. I am going to play us out. There's no human being who can replace Lynda's humanist dedication. I'll always love and cherish everything that she's taught me. Lynda was a true symbol of love and compassion. I agree 100%. Lynda was Winnie Mandela to me. She fought for people's rights. Yeah, I agree. Okay, guys, take it easy.